Hello, good evening. I'm just back from hosting an event, a workshop called The Gift of Pleasure, the gift that keeps on giving. It's actually a presentation I've given a few times, and I thought I would polish my presentation skills. And also, gifts are very common around Christmas. I thought it would be a good time to share my knowledge. Anyway, I'm quite tired, but I thought I would share some of my insights from tonight with you. And I'm going to share with you 5 ways to spice up your solo sex sessions. Yeah, I'm all about, I think self-pleasure is very important. And obviously, I'm a sex toy reviewer and an orgasm activist, so it's obvious that I think like that. And in general, a lot of sexual experiences, whether solo or partnered, can be very predictable. For example, when it's, let's say, a couple, mostly a straight couple, most sexual encounters follow something that I've invented called the sexual sequence. So it starts off with kiss, caress, undress, genital stimulation, optional oral sex, male orgasm, game over. And that's kind of how it goes in most encounters. But my proposal will be to change it up. But likewise, with solo pleasure encounters, it's just a case of hand or grab toy straight to genitals and stimulate until you pop. And which is already all well and good, but it's good also to change it up with yourself. I think that's very, very, very important. So I'm going to share with you 5 tips, 5 ways you can enhance your solo pleasure sessions. Number 1, I'm going to read my writing. Number 1 would be reading. I don't know if you're into reading. It could also be an audiobook, but I think reading erotica and books about sexuality can be an excellent way to kind of ignite your erotic imagination so that can fuel your fantasies for your solo pleasure sessions. I think that's a great way. And also reading is something you can do almost anywhere. So it's something that you can kind of like, it can keep you titillated and on edge before you're actually going to indulge in self-pleasure. So I think that's a really good way to explore yourself. And I always say this to people who've never had an orgasm, to really get to know your erotic triggers, and through reading that can be definitely a good way. You can get to know things that you like and things that you don't like, and things that you would like to do and things that you might just want to keep in your fantasy world. Yeah, and the second thing I would recommend is number 2. Okay, creating a ritual around self-pleasure, making it like having a nice bath, having nice music, candles, incense, essential oils, that kind of thing. And really, taking the time to explore your body and not just going for the genitals, as well as caressing all of your body using coconut oil, self-massage, which is something I would recommend as well before actually going into the genital area. And then I would also recommend Audioerotica. Audioerotica is a bit different from books, because when I say reading, that would be more like a long form book or maybe short stories. But Audioerotica tends to be quite short, just a few minutes. And sometimes it could be with ASMR as well. So you're having some sound effects with whispering or even, sex sounds, etc. So I'd really recommend Audioerotica. And there are many apps now that host, that have Audioerotica content. I would even recommend my own content, which is on the Satisfyer Connect app. If you go to the section called Remotica, you will hear my voice. And I'm recounting some of the hottest things that have ever happened to me. So I'm sharing those insights with the world, and they cover a whole range of sexual tastes and experiences, and they're all in first person. And I don't tend to describe the protagonist, so you can kind of imagine whoever you want. They can be the age that you want, dressed how you want, look however you want. So that's kind of I did that actually to kind of protect the identity of my muses, but now it seems to be a really good feature to enhance fantasy and also creating your own narrative as well. So check out the Satisfyer app, and in the app is free to download, Satisfyer Connect, and in the app there is a section called Remotica. And if you have a Satisfyer product that's app controlled, then you can actually have my voice, the toy will react to different parts of the narrative. For example, when it starts off, it'll start off very slow, and as the story gets hotter, the vibrations will get stronger, until it reaches a crescendo, a climax in the story. Yes, and also the stories might not be long enough for you to reach climax, but they'll definitely keep you on the edge. And also by the end of the story, someone described it to me, which wasn't intentional, but it kind of like is the beginning of the story, if you see what I mean. It's kind of like it sets a scene, and then what happens after is purely up to you. You can listen to another story or just leave it there and have that idea mingling or resonating in your mind until you can, and then you can continue however you want. Another thing I think is really interesting is the concept of guided masturbations. And you'll find those on some of the Audioerotica apps. I tried a few, and I found the concept to be very interesting and original. For example, you're guided by someone's voice in the same way that you are through a guided meditation. However, you are instructed where to touch yourself and how to touch, which is really interesting because many of the ones that I have done actually incorporate, touching your whole body, your breasts, your chest, your arms, your erogenous zones, and not just zoning in on the genitals, but actually really warming yourself up. And I remember thinking, why aren't I doing this more? I really need to touch my breasts more when I'm on my own. It's definitely a sensitive area. So yeah, I definitely recommend that. And then last but not least, oh my God, I can't read my writing. Oh my God, okay, yeah. Okay, a new toy. Something, obviously I do review sex toys on this channel, so I'm definitely going to say that, but I think it's really important to have a range of ways to reach pleasure. For example, if you're doing the same thing over and over again, you'll find that that thing is the only thing that works. It's really important to change it up. Variety is the spice of life, so that when you have a different variety of ways of touching yourself, ways of stimulating yourself, then you will create new erotic pathways, which we've talked about. I talked about with someone in my podcast. And it's very important to kind of learn new ways to have an orgasm and not just go with the tried and tested over and over and over. So I would recommend getting a new toy if you haven't got a toy at all, and then really get something different from the ones you've had before. I know people who get the same model of toy over and over, just thinking that the next update is going to be better. But I would recommend getting a whole range of products so that you can actually stimulate yourself in very different ways. Direct, indirect, internal, external, dual stimulation, and all of those things. So just to try and change it up. And I think with all of those tips, you will definitely be able to enhance your self-pleasure sessions. So that's today's video, and I'm quite tired now. I'm going to have my nighttime tea and go to bed. Anyway, thanks for being here, and I'll be back tomorrow with some more Vlogmas. And if you have any ideas for new videos, don't hesitate to contact me at venus@venussahara.org, and I'll be back tomorrow. Mwah! Thanks for watching.